Hello, hello. Good day po to everyone and good day to all over the world. Could be good morning, good evening. Okay. Thank you for tuning in again for our Friday live streaming and on in this day I'm quite excited to deliver this topic. We are discussing about diabetes and how it affects our body and you know uh, all the complications, and we are going to be joined again today by our what's this founder and CEO of Healthier Choice to discuss about health modification. So while we're waiting for Sister Verlin Jugar Ganier. Okay, ayos na muna. Okay, so we're still waiting for Ate Verlin. Okay. All right. Hello, Healthier Choice. Ayan, we've got the message from Healthier Choice. I think I need to go. Let me log into my YouTube as well. In a minute, guys, we'll be showing a video how the diabetes affect our body, and you will see the difference as well between type 1 and type 2 diabetes, and all these common side effects that you see on the diabetes. Let me just log into my YouTube account. Okay, so yeah, we've got Sheila Tita Ortiz Tabrara watching from Riyadh. Ayan. Okay. Right, guys, I think while we're waiting for Sister Verlin, okay, we're gonna proceed with our video. Okay, we'll try to share this screen, okay? Oh, hello, Only Edge. Okay, watching while having my dinner. Bawal magutom, ayan. Opo, bawal magutom talaga. Yan. Right, okay, let's try to share this video to you guys.
In this film, we're going to explain how
Bear with us,
your body processes the food you eat in order to provide all your body cells with the energy they need. And also what happens when you have diabetes and this system doesn't work properly. When you eat food that contains carbohydrate, it's broken down in the stomach and digestive system into glucose, which is a type of sugar. We need glucose from food because that's what gives us energy. Carbohydrate containing foods are things like starchy foods, sugary foods, milk and some dairy products, and fruit. This glucose then moves into the bloodstream, and the body detects that the blood glucose level is rising. In response to that, the pancreas, which is a little gland that sits just underneath the stomach, starts to release a hormone called insulin. And it's insulin that helps our body get the energy from the food we eat. The bloodstream then takes the glucose and the insulin to every cell in our body that needs it. To make this easier to understand, let's look at muscle cells. At the muscle cells, it's insulin that allows the glucose to get into the cells where it can be used for energy. It's a bit like insulin is a key unlocking the door to the cells so the glucose can get in. That way, the blood glucose level starts to drop. But the blood glucose level can be topped up at any point by the liver releasing extra glucose that it has stored. The blood glucose rises again, and again the pancreas produces more insulin to move with that glucose through the bloodstream to the muscle cells, open the doors and let the glucose in. The body functions best with the blood glucose at an optimum level. It doesn't like it if the blood glucose rises too high. Normally, there's a cycle within the body which balances out the glucose and the insulin level, and this is achieved by the food you eat, the pancreas and the liver. However, in some people, the system doesn't work properly and they develop diabetes. There are two main types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. In type 1 diabetes, the body isn't making any insulin at all. This is because of an autoimmune response whereby the body has destroyed the insulin-producing cells in the pancreas. We don't entirely know why that happens in some people and not in others. Type 1 diabetes accounts for about 10% of all cases. It's most often found in the under 40s, and it's by far the most common type of diabetes found in childhood. In type 1 diabetes, the carbohydrate containing food is broken down into glucose as normal. That glucose then moves into the bloodstream. Normally, the body would produce insulin to let that glucose into the cells. But in type 1 diabetes, there is no insulin being produced, so the glucose can't get into the body cells at all. So the level of glucose in the blood rises and rises. The body tries to lower the level of glucose, it tries to get rid of the glucose through the kidneys. That's why people who have undiagnosed type 1 diabetes tend to go to the toilet a lot to pass urine. As the kidneys filter the glucose out of the blood, they also take a lot of water with it, so the person with diabetes will get very thirsty. The urine contains a lot of glucose, and that creates an environment where it's quite easy for bacteria to thrive, so it's also quite common to get thrush or genital itching. In the same way, the blood contains a high level of glucose as well, so more bacteria than usual will tend to breed in flesh wounds, and they might be slow to heal. Glucose can also build up in the lens at the front of the eye, causing the liquid in the lens to become cloudy. That can mean that some people with undiagnosed type 1 diabetes can have blurred vision. Because the glucose can't get into the cells to be used for energy, somebody who's got undiagnosed type 1 diabetes is going to start feeling very tired, lethargic and unable to sort of go about their normal daily routine. But the body still needs an energy source in order to work properly. So what it does is it starts to break down its fat stores, and that can lead to weight loss. So the main symptoms of type 1 diabetes are going to the toilet a lot, thirst, thrush or genital itching, slow healing of wounds, blurred vision, tiredness and weight loss. These symptoms generally happen quite quickly, often over a few weeks, and can be reversed once the diabetes is treated with insulin. Type 2 diabetes accounts for about 90% of all cases in the population. It's most common in the over 40 age group in the white population and in the over 25 age group in the South Asian population. Type 2 diabetes is a little more complex because there's slightly more processes at work. Either the body isn't producing quite enough insulin, or the insulin it is producing isn't working properly. That can be due to being overweight because a build-up of fat can stop insulin doing its job properly, but it can also happen in people of a healthy weight. So in type 2 diabetes, the carbohydrate containing food is broken down into glucose in the stomach and digestive system as normal. That glucose then moves into the bloodstream. The pancreas starts to produce insulin, which moves with the glucose through the bloodstream to all the body cells which need glucose for energy. However, the glucose can't always get into the cells because the locks to the cell doors have become furred up with fat deposits. That means that the insulin can't open the cell doors properly. So the level of glucose in the blood continues to rise. In response to this, the pancreas produces even more insulin. So the blood glucose levels continue to rise and the insulin levels continue to rise. This situation is further complicated by the cells, which are desperate for energy, sending out emergency signals to the liver to release stored glucose. The blood glucose level goes up and up, and the pancreas produces more and more insulin until it can't cope anymore, and eventually it can wear out. As with type 1 diabetes, the symptoms of type 2 diabetes are going to the toilet a lot, thirst, thrush or genital itching, slow healing of wounds, blurred vision, tiredness and weight loss in some people. The symptoms for type 2 diabetes come along very slowly, and some people don't have any symptoms at all. So for that reason, people can live with type 2 diabetes for up to 10 years before they realise that they have it. Type 2 diabetes can be treated in a number of different ways. Initially, it may be sufficient to make changes to the food you're eating and to take extra physical activity or lose any weight that may be appropriate. But type 2 diabetes is a progressive condition and most people will need some form of medication to treat it.
So there you have it, guys. I think that's quite a nice presentation, and I would like to give credit to Diabetes UK for producing that very simple but easy to understand video. So I would like to invite our founder and CEO of hang on, let me just post it in here. Founder and CEO of Healthier Choice, who will discuss some of the health modifications that we can do for the diabetes. Sister Verlin, I have posted the link on the comment box, so if you want to kindly join us, you know, on our live stream. Okay, let's just do a bit of shout out to everyone that's watching us. We've got Cyrene Sugabo. Shout out to everyone that's watching us. We've got Cyrene Sugabo.
What's wrong with my camera?
Don't know why we're getting a feed. We're getting a bit of feedback. Hello, welcome, Ate Verlin.
Hi.
Right, let me just stop that one. Let's all welcome Verlin Jugarganier. She's the founder and CEO of Healthier Choice. And thanks for joining us. Let me just remove that. No.
Do we have?
Hello, Te.
Yeah, I'm just checking because there is an echo somewhere.
There is, yeah, there is an echo. Let me just find out as well what's going on.
Yeah, I'm okay, thanks. I'm just checking because there is an echo somewhere. Yeah, it's like a double.
It is, yeah. Have you got other platform there, Ate, apart from YouTube? Apart from the
No.
StreamYard?
No.
Let me just close all my apart from StreamYard.
No, I'm using the StreamYard, the link that you're using. the microphone. The link that you're using. Okay. I think it's the
I'll
microphone.
try to put you on mute, ate. Sandali lang, ha. Okay. Right. We lost signal for Ate Berlin, so she's gonna probably rejoin us again. Yes, just a shout out Aries Yuwon, Cyrene Sugabo, Marie Bartolome is watching. Nice, love it, well explained. um, who else have we got in here? We've got twins, Tessie Buyukan, Hermie Horror Author, Rudeline Balasabas, Bagani Bisdak, Only Nedge, Annie Roche. Oh, Ulala, Annie Ulala. Oh, hello sister. What else in here? Rodeline, Ikalinganak. There you go. Mylene Gomez is here as well. Yep. Okay. Yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in again. Okay, we'll try to bring in Sister Verlin Jugar Ganier, our founder and CEO of Healthier Choice.
It's okay now, I think.
Yes, it sounds better now, sister. Thank you very
I
much.
think because I was in YouTube earlier, and then I click your link. That's why there was like a double.
Yes, so this double sound. Yeah, so yeah, I would just like to give credit to Diabetes UK for that very nice video. It was simple to understand.
Indeed, yes.
It just cover a little bit of different types of diabetes, but there's loads of types of diabetes. The common ones that involved in the video is the type 1 and type 2, but then you got gestational, you got type 3C, you got other causes of diabetes like steroid induced. We got loads of diabetes, but mainly today we'll try to focus on type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And millions and millions of people around the world now are affected by this diabetes. The most common now here in UK, 90% of population are affected by type 2 diabetes. We can't do anything about type 1 because type 1 is an autoimmune. It damages the insulin producing cells of the pancreas. So we can't do anything about that. But type 2, we can do a lot about type 2. That's why we have here our founder and CEO of Healthier Choice. So we can cover about a lot of lifestyle modification. Yeah. And we're very excited to have her.
Okay. Thank you once again, Haji, for
Thank you po.
welcoming me to this live stream of yours.
It's our
not
pleasure.
just only sharing what I have through experience, but I'm also learning here. Especially from you and also for those who are joining us. So thank you so much. First thing is learning to use technology. Like to
Indeed,
do
yes.
this live streaming. So it's one plus for me. Yeah.
We're both learning.
Yes, we are. Yes, and it's really good. Of course, I never had any. I don't have any experience of really talking to people through videos and live streaming. But this time is because of the COVID pandemic. We're forced to make use of the social media and all other channels to connect with people and at the same time share information. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, indeed, I was so happy that you took that video from Diabetes UK because it's one of the simplest pathophysiology of
It is,
diabetes,
yes.
type 2, type 1, and type 2. Of course, you mentioned some other kinds of diabetes, but here is just basically I just like to to inspire people, like looking into really looking after what we eat, and looking at our personal being, because it's not just all about our eating, but also like um, you know um, freeing ourselves from stressful lifestyle, and at the same time doing some activities. Yeah. So because if we just as you have said, we cannot do much with diabetes type 1. So most of the management of type 1 now, and it is really progressive and it's not really controlled. So most people, especially the younger people, are into insulin in order to just basically to make them safe, and and regulate the blood sugars in their blood. However, if you look at it, it was mentioned that the 10% of all kinds of diabetes goes to juvenile or type 2 diabetes, which is affected younger children up to 40 years old. Anyone that are developing diabetes from 40 and above, they are now considered as type 2. But 3 years ago, I have actually read some statistics that here, particularly in the UK, we have around children around aging from 9 to 10 years old developing type 2 diabetes now. So
Oh,
that is really, we should be alerted with that. And there is really
yeah,
cause.
definitely.
Yes. And we know that, most of the diabetes type 2 is caused by our lifestyle specifically.
Hmm.
Um, it has something to do with our food, and at the same time unable to control our weight. So most people that are obese are really prone to develop diabetes. If you look at the lock and key of the at the cellular level,
Yeah.
the insulin cannot go in and really control blood sugar. It's because it's blocked by fats, isn't it?
Hmm. Yes.
So and it's really very important that we it just in a layman term we can understand what is diabetes all about. Now, I understand that we can be seen by other people globally because of this live streaming, and at the same time we have
Yes, we
also
did.
kababayans, Filipinos all over the world that are watching us. And we are mindful about this because we are Asians and we are Filipinos, and we are also prone to diabetes.
We are at high risk.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Hmm.
And I think we know that if we look at our, our lifestyle, like our food, we are really, because of high carbohydrate diet that we have and sugar content, so we are prone to diabetes. And it's very, very, what do you call this, interesting to know that most people are not diagnosed, not until
No.
after a few years when they are now symptomatic. Yeah.
The thing
So
is,
looking at, yeah.
it can take years. This is the scary one because
Yeah.
acute can be treated straight
Yeah.
away, but the chronic one, you
Mm-mm.
could be developing diabetes without knowing it until the
Exactly.
end stage of it.
Yeah, that's true. And now, and it goes like, now we know that the after effects of a prolonged, uncontrolled sugar in our body could lead to other problems. Of course, heart problems, our vision. It can affect our vision. It can affect our activity, especially when we don't realize that, oh, we are now developing some wounds, and then it's difficult to to heal those wounds. And at the same time, we are also having some kidney problems in the future and all that. So that's why it's really important to talk about diabetes. Every November is like that is the month that is dedicated for um, diabetes, and March
Diabetes
is
month.
actually,
We're the
yeah, I
kid.
think
Are we
March
the
is one of the
kidney? Yeah.
kidney is March.
Yes.
The
We're
whole month
kidney
of March.
month.
So it's still related to kidney,
It is indeed. Yeah.
education, because most of our renal
Hmm.
patients are end stage diabetes,
That's right.
isn't it? Yeah.
That's
So
right.
look at this now. We are the whole world is about. We are not just talking about hundreds, but millions. Like 400 million people are affected by diabetes. So that includes all that. And then in the UK, I think we have almost 4 million now. Just imagine
Yes, a
that.
lot. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. That's why at Healthier Choice, as as an health and wellness company, I am really very passionate about life change, life modification, and at the same time looking at into nutrition. So this is what I would like to share with you. So what do you want me to do now? What sort of part of the diabetes that I want to that you want me to talk about?
I think just in general, ate,
Okay,
I would focus more on type 2 maybe,
management.
and yeah.
Okay, yeah. So here in the UK, particularly, it's diabetes is second to cancer. So like every 2 minutes in terms of that is incidence, there is someone is diagnosed of cancer, but every 3 minutes there is a person diagnosed of diabetes and then heart problems, because we can understand because the heart problems could be in different the starting point of the heart diseases could be different in a way. So however, if you look at it as diabetes as a whole, um, lifestyle and specifically into what we put in our body. Now, very, very important that if we could control our weight and control our diet, that would definitely help. In fact, there's a lot of campaigns now on how to reverse, diabetes at the earlier stage or borderline, that we need to look really into meal planning. It's not just about the food, but we need to choose what sort of food that has less sugars, less carbohydrates, and also less in fats. So activity is only 30% actually. 70% of that is it has something to do with our food. So if we are if we're unable to modify our diet, then we will not be able to achieve to control our blood sugar. We should be mindful that our blood sugar should be controlled even before we are diagnosed as diabetes, because as you have said, if there's an acute one, if it's acute, then you can just basically reverse it. But the problem is over time, and we are not really checking or mindful about it. We didn't realize that we thought our frequent urination can just be normal because we're drinking a lot of water, and then our thirst is just normal because we are doing a lot of activity. However, that could be a pre-diabetic stage, or could be a diabetes na. So that's
Yeah.
why we need to understand as well. So it was mentioned there that one of the symptoms of diabetes is you are being thirsty all the time, and you are there is a frequent urination, and at the same time fatigue, and it could be also like palpitations, and you don't seem to understand yourself. So these are very, very common symptoms of diabetes, isn't it? And also, if you have difficulty healing up, like for example, if
Yep.
you get some wounds and it is difficult to heal up, that is also to consider that there might be something wrong with your sugar levels. And blurring of vision is also a symptom of diabetes. So, however, we can still do something about it, especially if we are not into medication. The most difficult thing is that when we're starting medication, and now we have to go to all these tests and all that. So when we are when we are young, we tend not to mind our health, isn't it?
No, you
We
don't
just
feel
keep on
anything.
going. We just keep
Yeah,
on
you do.
going and enjoy life, and
That's right.
we just enjoy food. We enjoy everything. We just enjoy to be sedentary and all that.
Yep.
And I realized that people tend to become more mindful of their health when they are now in their middle age, like 40s and above, because there are already symptoms coming in.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Ate,
So
meron tayong ano, can I
may
interrupt you?
tanong?
It's a question from Team Doremi.
Question.
In the
Okay.
topic po ng rice, palagi ko po sinasabi sa mga friends ko na hugasan mabuti ang bigas bago
Okay.
isaing to remove
Yeah.
the starch.
Yeah.
Tama po ba yun? Yan.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
right. And also, some people would recommend that the less starchy rice is, like basmati or brown rice. Yeah. So we have some options. So it's good to ask that question, because if we are minimizing starch, we can wash and wash and wash. However, when we are already, having symptoms, or you don't want to be diabetic, looking at the rice portion, anything, you can actually modify by portions. I was looking at the Food for Life, website. This is actually a company in the USA, which is spearheaded by Dr. Barnard. He wrote a book on reversing diabetes through plant-based diet. And he has
Okay.
proven that they can really, control blood sugar just by plant-based diet. But it doesn't mean that it's plant-based diet. You
Yeah.
can just anything plant. You still
Mm-hmm.
have to choose what fruits you have to eat, what vegetables you eat. Because for example, if you compare a fruit, for example, like which one is like strawberry over apple. Strawberry is much better than apple because there is less sugar in strawberry than in apple.
Yeah.
And in between lemon and orange, you go for lemon because there's less sugar in lemon than in oranges. So this is how it is. So with rice, we can still eat rice, but it should be a portion. If you can manage to eat without rice, better.
So
You know,
it means ate, no more only rice.
no more unlimited rice. I know, and that is where
Yeah.
we go to the restaurants or carinderia in the Philippines. We go
Mm.
to where the
There's
unlimited
an
rice
only
is.
rice. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that is what's wrong now. When with diabetes or preventing or improving diabetes, it is important that we just have to look at our food. We need to look at the glycemic index or whatever calories in our food. So basically, it's about choosing the food that we should be eating. Now, unlimited rice, of course, it cannot be for diabetics.
Ayan, sabi ni Team Doremi, salamat po. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got another question from Marie Bartolome.
Yeah.
If the patient HbA1c is higher than 10%,
Oh,
ayan, this is very clinical. How many medications for type 2 diabetes can patient take? This is,
depende.
ayan.
Ikaw, sagutin mo
This is,
yan.
that is quite deep,
That's quite high, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's a fasting blood sugar test result.
Yes. Just to let everyone know, the HbA1c is a picture of your blood glucose level within the last 3 months.
Uh-huh.
So, that is the average.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not quite sure about this
And the thing
percentage.
about
Yeah.
actually, when your HbA1c is higher than 7, then that is very, very important. We need to look into that. Our HbA1c should be lower, at least 5. It
At least
shouldn't be
5.
more, at least
So
5
this one,
or
it's
5.5.
higher than
It's very high.
10%.
It's
It's
very
very
high.
high, yeah.
It's very high. So,
So,
medication, it could be metformin, it could be
mm,
a combination with another medication. So they would normally give some diuretics and but it depends on the doctor because they have to look at the whole picture of their blood
picture, yeah.
result because there are also diuretics that are not safe.
Yep.
Especially there are so many diuretics. So clinically, I cannot really advise much, but it could be a combination of metformin and or glycoside, whatever. But not necessarily if it's an early stage of diabetes. You don't necessarily go straight to medication and like injections or anything like that, because there is still a way. When your diabetes is not is controlled within 6 months, you can still modify by diet. I believe so. And but this there's a lot of work to do really, because it's not only just the food but the activity. You have to maintain a
Yep.
very good weight at the same time, making sure that our good cholesterol and our bad cholesterol is actually managed, and so it has something to do with food. Now when you think about food, wala talaga yung unlimited rice, mukhang hindi talaga pwede doon sa ganun kahaba ng
Ayan.
HbA1c, no? Maybe you can substitute it with something else. For example, instead of rice na normal na rice, we can go for something like maybe you instead have beans.
How about
instead of
couscous,
rice.
ate?
Couscous is quite good, and chia, flax seeds, and
Chia, yeah.
lentils. Yes, and anything which are like under the pulses like legumes, because they also have a lot of fiber. So anything, the food that has fiber, it actually helps cleansing the your body, including the fat deposits. Because the thing is, you have to clean up your body from fat deposits over time. Kasi whether we like it or not, lalo na pag mahilig tayo sa mga fatty foods, if they are not utilized inside the body, they are stored, right? So over time that they are stored, this is the one that stops our insulin to work. So the blood sugar tends to go high. And low caloric diet talaga ang importante
So
in
that's
order
the
to
same
prevent.
example as the key earlier on.
Yes.
You've got the insulin production, but
Mm-hmm.
because of the fat,
Yeah,
it can't open the door.
that's right.
So your glucose stays in the blood, it doesn't go into the cells.
That's right. Yeah. So, kaya magkakaroon tayo ng problema. We will be having like prolonged or not even healing wounds
Wounds,
kasi
yeah.
wala ngang additional nutrients doon sa
Nutrient.
sa distal parts of our body, and mostly affected our lower extremities. Kaya dito sa pag extreme na talaga ang diabetes, we have to be very careful with our foot care, with our skin, gums, we need to prevent all the bleeding kasi mahina na nga ang healing process kasi nga mataas na masyado ang sugar, hindi masyadong makontrol. So these are so many
And
things.
that's
Yeah.
why we stop the ano yun, yung heater bag na ginagamit natin, te.
Oh
Warmer,
yeah,
bag
yeah. Oh
warmer.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
diabetes can develop this nerve damage.
Mhm.
So normally they won't feel anything under their legs.
That's right. Yeah.
So one time there was a patient who used this bag warmer, to
Mhm.
keep her foot warm, and didn't realize that it was too hot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he was admitted with burns on his legs.
Yeah. Oh.
So it was stopped
Yes.
now. We're not using it in the hospital na.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks daw po sabi ni Marie Bartolome dun sa question about
Oo.
sa
Pero ano
HbA1c.
naman talaga,
Yeah.
anything that we do, we just have to modify, minimize, like we can still eat but portions. I'm not saying that you're diabetic, you cannot eat rice. But maybe
Ayan.
just a portion. A portion usually is half cup of rice. Not unlimited rice.
Not only rice. Bawal na kay, ano yan, Mang Inasal.
those are not the places that you should go kasi
If you're,
unlimited rice. Yeah. So in terms of food naman talaga is, of course, we need to look at food that are good sources of oil. For example, omega-3 oil. Okay, why is it important when we have already like abnormal blood sugar in our body, and it's being managed? Omega-3 oil that you can get, for example, from fish like salmon, mackerel. Kasi marami sa atin, mackerel. We have sardines, we can, herring. Anything that you can source those omega-3. Now, why it is important in the diabetic diet, the fatty fish, is because to protect the heart. And at the same time, we have to minimize the bad fat deposits in our body. Of course, it's important that we need to look into our leafy greens, our vegetables. In the Philippines, we have loads of this. And as far as I could remember, the reason that I got into this, nutrition passion is because I myself is not really into vegetables. I grew up in the farm, but I don't like to eat vegetables. Mas gusto ko yung sardinas na galing sa palengke, tsaka mga prito and all that, or anything like meat, kasi of course in the farm you will have the access to poultry, di
Yes,
ba?
they do.
May
Yeah.
mayroong mga ganyan, may mga baboy, mga chicken. But then when I got ill, and then I realized that I'm having heart problems and irregular heartbeats and blood pressure, I started looking at my diet already, and I was in my 40s. So that is around 12 years ago. So that's why I'm doing this, nutrition education since then, because it's not it's not just all about exercise. I love going out walking, but it's not just that. If
Yeah,
even how much you do a lot of exercise, but you're not looking into your food, it's still futile. It's not really helpful. So
that's
leafy
true.
greens,
Yeah.
very important. Of course, here in the UK, very often we have spinach, curly kales. What else do we have? Cabbages and things like that. So anything green, because there's a lot of fiber. Why fiber is important? Because they are like normal, yung sa Pilipino, parang walis ba?
Walis.
Naglilinis sa katawan natin.
Yeah,
So
no.
they are really rich in antioxidants, yeah, to clear out excess toxic substances and at the same time fatty deposits in our body. Especially if our cholesterol is abnormal, ang tendency kasi niyan is if there's a lot of deposits as well, so our arteries are actually damaged, and because the fat deposits will around our arterial wall, and this
Yep.
is now causing problems of high blood pressure. Magkakaroon tayo ng mga chest pains and all that. So pag hindi mo makontrol, syempre heart failure, di ba?
That's true.
Kidney
At
failure din, yeah.
I've
Okay.
got two questions here. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Where is the first one is from Grace Bruno
Yeah.
Calano. What is the best recommendation for type 2 diabetes? Oral medication or insulin?
Of course, for me, kasi dapat normal kasi dapat ang insulin na ipoproduce ng katawan, di ba? And but if it's not really controlled, then you just have to weigh out what is really some people, I haven't heard about any people like not having tablet and insulin. There's always a combination with tablet and insulin. Have you ever I've never met a person that having just insulin, but there's always a tablet. Usually ang tableta na iniinom ng diabetics are control for cholesterol. Usually mga statins is very important, kasi
Very common na
parang
ngayon yan.
yes, statin is
Statins.
always there to as parang lifetime treatment
Diyan po sa
para
mga hindi
oo.
mga medical yan mga
Mm,
statins po para mga anti-cholesterol tablet po yan.
yeah,
Oo.
anti-cholesterol siya. So, ang cholesterol talaga ang kinokontrol. Kasi once you're able to control the LDL, the bad cholesterol in the body, then you can also at least help out the function of your insulin. Makakaproduce or you can mimic the insulin production in our body. So, ang answer ko dyan, Grace, is that it's just basically, kasi individual ang when the doctor would advise you into medication, they will look at the whole picture of your blood results. Mabalance nila kasi kung hindi talaga makokontrol yung cholesterol, tapos ang sugar naman ay sa insulin, right? So it could be that there is always something that they will give a medication to control the cholesterol and then insulin for the blood sugar. Now, of course, for me, if I would have the chance and if I will be diagnosed as diabetic, I will do my best not to end up taking medication and insulin. I would do my best, that I can just basically control my blood sugar by diet and activity, and at the
Yes,
same
it should
time
be
getting
both.
rid of managing stress, because stress is also one of the reasons why people we develop some of these lifestyle diseases. Yeah.
That's true.
Uh-uh.
Ayan, ate, we've still got a lot of people watching.
Mm-hmm.
There is a question from Team Doremi,
Mm-hmm.
He's asking if, ano na ba yung tanong niya rito? Yung, is it safe to use a sweetener daw?
Sweetener.
Yes.
Well, it's it's still another it is still your personal choice. The thing is, there's still like anything which is synthetic. I don't really recommend, honestly, from my personal view. and it still tastes like sweet, yeah. But if you could get rid of that sugar, much better. I mean, anything which is is not raw, or if it's more important for me. If, for example, this time I really went through a hard way.
Sorry, Ate.
Yeah.
He mentioned artificial sweeteners. I think
Yes.
this is yeah, what Ate
Yeah.
Berlin was trying to explain.
Yeah. So I myself personally will not use artificial sweeteners. I had a hard time. I love coffee. I love hot drinks, but I used to do a lot of sugar. How I prepare my coffee before is really black and black, but it's very very sweet. For example, if I
Yes.
put my my coffee like 1 tablespoon, which is really black, I have to put at least 2 tablespoons of sugar, or three. So it's black but very
Black
sweet.
but sweet,
But
yeah.
but when I was 40, started to feel difficult. Although I'm not diabetic myself, is I had to start drinking coffee or tea without sugar. Actually, a lifestyle is easy to change. When you cross through 7 to at least 21 days, you'll be able to stick to that.
Ayan,
So,
guys. You've got the
yeah.
tip. 7 to 21 days. Just challenge yourself, yeah? No sugar on your coffee or tea. Or
Oo.
7 to 21 days na 1 cup of rice only.
Or 1/2 cup, and no more unlimited rice.
No, only rice.
Masarap naman talaga kumakain. I mean, it's good to go out and eat out, no? But what I believe is that the only way we can manage our diet is to cook our own food, and choose the right food that we eat. We have loads of, especially in the Philippines, we have loads of options actually, like vegetables. The only thing is, because we are used to it. Now, very, very important here, in our problem with diabetes is behavioral change. It's our
Indeed, yes.
attitude. It's really
Yep.
our attitude. Everything will just follow. So a habit needs to be formed in order that we can stick to something. So sugar, for example. So bit by bit, okay, starting like, okay, we have an experience, a very very personal experience. I love rice. Honestly, I always love to
Who
eat
doesn't
rice.
love rice?
Yeah, but for the last 2 weeks, we started getting out of the rice of our diet. I just to prove that we can do it now, because remember, this is now, what do you call this, we are observing the Lenten season, right? And one of my friends is really trying to do her fasting. I said, oh my god, I can't do that. I'm working. I have a lot of presentations and all that. I can't stop eating. But what we did is just try to fast on rice. Now we are coming now to the second week. I feel good.
You
But
feel
I
better,
still
isn't it?
eat,
Yeah, you do feel
yeah, I
better.
still eat, meat and fish. But as 70% of that plate is vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if you want, you can, replace, instead of sweet potato, by the way, yung kamote, you can just cook the normal potato. So we have one potato, and a slice of meat or fish, and then the rest is assorted vegetables, like especially leafy vegetables,
I
or
want
beans. Yeah.
I wonder, Te, how about parsnips? Because they're quite sweet, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, between parsnips and carrot,
Yeah.
yeah, of course you go for carrot, because not carrot doesn't have only just good sugar, but at the same time you have vitamin C and vitamin A. And for
Yes.
diabetics, it's very important they have carrot, because of the for the eyesight and all that, for the skin as well.
Ayan.
Now, for if I having parsnips, Haji, I'll have the parsnips instead of rice.
Okay.
Yeah, so parsnips instead of rice. And then you have your meat, your chicken, and then, or maybe you can also have egg, and then the rest are vegetables. So if you look at your plate, the normal size of a plate is about 9 or 10 cm. So half of that should be mixed vegetables, mostly leafy, and a lot of fiber, like pulses like beans, and then all the rest could be broccoli. Uh, po sa Pilipinas, of course, mga malunggay, okra, Kalabasa is very important in the diabetic, diabetic diet as well, because it's really good. It has less sugar, less carbohydrates, and at the same time, rich in vitamin A and other minerals. So
Yeah,
it's
ang
just
daming
looking at the
benefit.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ate, from Grace Bruno Galano, thank you very much, ma'am. Very informative.
Thank you.
And from Team Doremi, artificial. Thank you po. Any artificial are not good. And we've got comment. We got comment as well from Arlene Rovira. Best info ever. And she said she's using a red rice.
Okay, that's good. Kasi ang red
Yeah.
rice, more
Yeah.
more fiber, hindi siya tinanggal lahat yung kanyang sa grain. So
Yeah.
it's really good.
And
It's
another
good.
question
Red and
from
brown.
Sibella at iba pa. How about honey?
Honey, moderate.
Honey kasi nilalagay daw niya sa kanyang tea.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay because it's very small
Yeah.
portion. It's okay. And then pag gusto mo pa, mas masarap, honey,
Yeah.
lemon, ginger tea.
Ayan.
And also, yeah, maraming. Garlic is very important
Garlic. Yeah.
in diabetic diet. Yeah. At least, mga, siguro, di ba, isa-isahin mo yung cloves. If you could think about what is 3 grams. 3 grams is 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams, right?
Yep.
So mga 3,000 grams of garlic, if you could take it. So you can actually add it onto your dishes, spread it out like 3 to 4 or 6 times in your frequent diet. Importante din yung small frequent diet actually sa diabetes. Kasi it has your body has the time to absorb the nutrition. Kasi kung sobrang dami, 'di ba? It will take time for our body to digest. And
Yeah.
then ang hindi ma-digest, mag-deposit na naman siya.
These fats. Yeah.
Yeah, just like imagine, for example, this is a glass, if for example, ang ating body cells are incapable na of absorbing dahil puno na siya. So the tendency is pag puno na, iso-stored na niya sa different muscles at ng katawan natin, kaya magbi-build up. However, if there is an allowance in between when we are, planning our meals like pakunti-kunti, hindi bulk, then there's a time for your body to process it and then the body to absorb the essential vitamins and minerals. Kasi anything naman talaga na hindi kailangan ng katawan, our human body is very, very smart. Anything that is not required, as long as the whole body is functioning very well, itatapon niya yan. Ilalabas niya sa pupo natin, sa wee, sa ating perspiration and all that, and then it comes out from out secretions of our body. Kaya may mga orifices tayo, di ba? Pero pag deranged na, pag affected na ang ating kidneys, ang ating heart, ang ating pancreas, ang ating liver, then there's a problem going on. So nahihirapan na i-get rid yung mga toxic substances. So what is important here when you think about diet is you think about food. Mag-study talaga tayo sa mga pagkain. What are those anti-inflammatory foods? What foods are rich in oleic acid, polyphenols, vitamin C, like protein, fiber, and all that. So that we could actually control, not diabetes to happen, prevent it, or at least control it. Yeah.
Yep. And just to make point because type 2 kaya nga sinasabi natin to slow it down kasi type 2 is a progressive condition. So it's there, but if you don't do the measures to control it, it will get worse. So that's why we talk about minimizing the sugar intake, yung exercise, yan, at no only rice.
Kasi ang carbohydrates di ba i-convert ng katawan natin into sugar. So Hindi talaga siya actually carbohydrate doon sa katawan na pag nandoon sa loob. I-break siya and then it becomes like sugar.
I was talking to one of the diabetic. Pinoy din siya, but every
Oo.
time he eats rice,
Oo.
pagka chocolate ang mga kanya, mag-spike, babagsak. Pero ang rice, tataas, tapos magme-maintain siya na mataas for a very long period. Kasi parang
It's because of
napakatagal
the
na.
carbohydrate. Ang mataas lang talaga ang ano. So, yeah, so we just have to be mindful kasi just imagine ha. Ang isang ang for every there are 25 kilocalories in 1 kilogram. So, kung ano mo yan, ilagay mo yan kung let's say how is your weight, then just imagine that the higher your weight, of course the kilocalorie requirement is higher. But it's not safe na sa ating organ lalo na ang liver, ang ating pancreas kasi when our organs reach to that maturity size, hindi naman yan na mag-grow pa, di ba? Once it has come, it has mature, all our organs have matured. Hindi na yan tulad na lalaki pa siya or liit. Kasi yun lang. So yun lang ang capacity niya to work. Now, if we have gone so far in our normal weight, then it is too much for our body to cope. At saka sa mga ating mga organs, lalo na sa heart natin, sa ating kidney, sa ating pancreas, na ating liver. So, the only way is just to modify and change at least a little bit. Not really starving ourselves, but at least minimize the content and what sort of food are we eating. Kasi, imagine kung kakain tayo ng 300 calories of rice, for example. Ang ability lang ng insulin is is 15 grams lang. So, kaya kung mataas masyado yung content ng pagkain natin na may carbohydrates, the body has to cope up how much insulin to produce. Paano kung hindi na makaproduce yung pancreas? Kaya kailangan i-tickle siya ng gamot to produce. Pag hindi na talaga, wala na talagang ability ang pancreas to work, then dito na papasok ang injection.
Yep.
And this would be for life. Of course, alam na natin na yung mga end stage na mangyayari. Of course, renal failure, heart failure.
All the opathy.
Yes, lahat ng mga pati.
From head, neuropathy,
Neuropathy.
eyes, retinopathy,
Yeah, liver, hepato.
pa ba?
Oo.
Nephropathy,
Nephropathy, yes.
tsaka neuropathy, yan.
Yeah, so talaga, yeah. And it's really very interesting. That's why we need to talk about diabetes because it's affecting a massive number of people and it can affect any member of the family. Lalo na ngayon just look at the picture. We are now in the modern world today. Most of our food are not as healthy as it used to be during the earlier times.
No, that's right.
Yeah? It's not as nutritious as it used to be. So it's not providing the essential nutrients that will keep our body healthy. So tapos marami na tayong mga temptations around. We have a lot of processed foods. We have a lot of food that is just over the counter na talagang paano sila niluto. Alam natin yan.
Yeah.
We know that.
Mhm.
Yeah? So, these are the things that we need to think about. Kaya, very important talaga is behavioral change. It's actually about us. We have to make a decision at a personal level and at the same time, as a family na what shall we do? We have to ask ourselves, okay, we have this problem. How are we going to prevent this? Or how are we going to improve this?
Kasi mostly madali kasing i-serve yung yung mga processed food Especially
Yes, for
nowadays,
sure.
we're too busy. You just buy a canned food, open it, fry it. It's easy to serve.
Pero actually, ang nakita ko lang dito, di ba parang pagod tayo palagi magluluto. Kaya we
Yes.
tend to just, after work. But there are so many opportunities out there to make your life easy. It's just all about actually, deciding choosing a tool, and at the same time a practice that to make the cooking process or the chore quick and simple, and it's not really taking too much of your time. And this is this is why I got to this into this campaign, na talagang ang ano ko dito is I want to inspire people to really eat better and live
Yep.
better.
Ate, you mentioned about sharing a video of yours.
Yeah,
Are you still
meron kasing
planning?
can you search this? There is a video in partnership of Salad Master, because I am really using Salad Master in my information in terms of diabetes, because we have partnered with Diabetes UK. So if you look for Diabetes UK Salad Master, you should be able to have the video. It's an ITN video that was sent out about 4 months ago.
Okay, Diabetes UK.
Yeah.
What's the title, sister?
The Salad Master.
Oh,
Actually, I have saved it onto my YouTube, but I couldn't. I don't know if I could search it here. Can I search it here
yeah.
in your
See if
stream?
you can find the title, sister. Then I can find it here.
Actually, it's a Salad Master in YouTube. I showed it, or I saw it earlier. Salad Master Diabetes UK. Just look for it.
Salad Master.
Yeah, Salad Master Diabetes UK, and you will see this. This picture. Can you see this? Diabetes UK.
Teka, te, merong delay.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see it again, ate.
Can you see that?
Okay, I'll have a look.
Salad
Yes.
Master,
4
Salad Master
months ago,
Diabetes UK. Yeah, 4
day
months ago.
14, November.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, that was
or
November, because November is World Diabetes Month.
okay, so that's the one we're sharing because there's
Yeah,
two in
please share
here.
that one.
Okay, so World Diabetes Day, and the other
Yeah.
one is the Salad Master Changing Lives.
Yeah, but the one which is World Diabetes Day, because you can see Salad Master and diabetes, see there.
Yep. Okay. Right.
Diabetes matters. Yeah.
We'll try to share that one.
Thank you. Of course, if there are more questions, I'm happy to answer. But it's a short video, that one.
Okay, we'll try to share this screen.
Mhm. Okay. There. That's it.
That's the one, te.
Mm-hmm.
Titibak. Mag-mute muna tayo, te, ha? Let's try to share this one.
It's estimated that more than 12 million people in the UK are at increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. But it's estimated that more than half of all cases could be prevented or delayed. Salad Master has a 70-year history in cookware innovation and is working in partnership with Diabetes UK to raise awareness of type 2 diabetes. Mariana Hotter reports on Salad Master's mission to inspire people to eat better, live better, and achieve the life they desire.
Lunch is being prepared at the Salad Master kitchen. On the menu, fresh veg and stovetop soda bread. It's a simple but effective demonstration of just how easy good food can be.
It started with our food processor, which is why we were called Salad Master. It was the master of salads. But then we grew that into a specialist cookware range. And, you know, our mission is to inspire people to eat better, and live the life they desire.
What's the principle, Io, behind the Salad Master system?
Well, the principle is that we cook at 86 degrees centigrade, 187 Fahrenheit, and we cook in an airtight container with a medium to low heat. And what that does, it maximizes the nutrition in the food.
So no oil, no fats, no water or stock?
No. So you don't need to, because the food has got its own natural juices, if you think about it. So what we're doing is we're using the natural juices in the food to cook the food.
Diabetes is potentially the most devastating health crisis of our time. There are more than 4 million people in the UK living with type 2 diabetes and a further 12 million people at increased risk of developing the condition. The charity Diabetes UK also estimates that more than half of all cases of type 2 diabetes could be prevented or delayed. Raising awareness is crucial.
Salad Master are working in partnership with the charity Diabetes UK to raise awareness of type 2 diabetes, helping more people understand the condition, their own risks, and the role of healthy eating.
If type 2 diabetes is left untreated, it can cause lots of complications. So increased sugar in your blood can lead to complications with your eyes, with your feet, with your heart. And those are things that can happen over time if type 2 diabetes is left untreated or if it isn't managed well. So that's why we need to get those messages out to people so they understand kind of how serious a condition it is and also what action they can then take to help themselves. There are some things we can't do anything about. You know, we can't do anything about how old we are, for example, or where we come from. But we can do things about blood pressure, and managing weight. And you know, we say that we want people to be eating better, to be moving more, and to be managing their weight. And those are the three things that people can do to really help to reduce their risk of type 2 diabetes.
The main challenge is people don't actually know their risk, which is one of the main things that we're wanting to raise awareness of as part of the partnership. Diabetes UK have a wealth of tools available. One of them is the Know Your Risk tool. And that's one of the things that we want to raise awareness of as well. But it is a global issue, and I think that is why the partnership is so great with Salad Master, because one of the biggest ways you can prevent, manage, delay the onset of diabetes is through managing your weight, managing your diet, living a healthier lifestyle, and that is one of the key benefits of Salad Master, really.
The coronavirus pandemic has meant that Salad Master dealers globally have had to adapt. The in-home cooking demonstrations and in-person cooking shows have now become virtual. However, the energy and passion to inspire more people to eat well hasn't wavered.
One of the things that's so positive about our partnership with Salad Master is that we share the same goals. You know, we're aiming to help people to live more healthily. And so what we can do in partnership with Salad Master is reach more people than we can reach on our own, with those key messages about how people can keep themselves healthy and prevent themselves from getting type 2 diabetes.
Before I got involved, I never used to really cook because it was a lot of fuss. And it's easier sometimes to just go out or order a takeaway. But I can make you a pizza quicker than you can wait for it to be delivered to you, just like I've shown with the bread there. So when you can make cooking simple or simpler, then you cook more, which means you get more benefits. Think about it, everybody eats. So it's all about eating healthy. And we want to be one of the leaders of moving people back to healthy home cooking, because that's the best.
What is HelloFresh? HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery.
Wow, that was a very good presentation, Te.
Yeah.
Teka, remove na natin siya.
Yeah, thank you.
Stop screen. Okay. No, that was a good presentation, and yeah, I remember you going from houses to houses doing your demonstration of the Salad Master. But Salad Master is just a tool
Yeah.
The idea is to eat healthy foods. That's the main thing.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's good to see that it's global, and your partnership with Diabetes UK as well.
And in America, we have also partnered with the American Diabetes Association because,
Okay.
of course, you know that Salad Master products are also made in USA. So they really look at, all this that we can involve at the community level in terms of increasing the awareness and, of course, improving lifestyle.
Yep.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Lovely.
Great. So yeah, that's all we can, with diabetes really is number one is important is our attitude, behavioral
Okay.
change,
Yep.
and that could be painful at the beginning because
7 to 21
changing.
days, guys. That's all you need to do. 7 to 21 days. Once you over that, you should be fine.
Yes, you're a champ.
You're a champ.
You're a champ.
Lovely.
Yeah, and then maintain it. Don't
Maintain,
stay
yeah.
to that. Stick to that because that's now become like it will become now a like driving, like it's a second nature,
That's
and
right.
it will
Yeah.
be part of your life. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Right. Any more questions out there? Okay. We still got 8 people
Okay.
viewing us at the moment. Okay, we'll wait for a minute. If there's any more questions you want to ask, guys, while we have Ate Berlin on our presentation.
Yeah, and we can talk, more about so many things in the future, and we can actually, touch a little bit about diabetes when we talk about other, problems related to diabetes, related to renal problems, because anything like this, when it has something to do with endocrinology and renal, they are kind of there's
They're all mixed
relationship there,
together.
isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I can remember coming up here 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They we had a lot of we call it crash landers.
Uh-huh.
People who got sick because they end up as end stage renal failure
Mm-hmm.
because their heart problem or diabetes problem hasn't been monitored.
Yeah.
And just very recently, all the patient on cardiology and diabetes patients,
Mm-hmm.
they get monitored now.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's
so
good.
they get, they try to delay the progression of the disease
Yeah,
so
and that
that
is
they
very
don't,
important, isn't it?
yes, they don't end up as a crash lander. We call them crash landers because,
It might be that the renal department will have lesser patients.
yeah, it was true. Yes, yeah. And it's
But
easier, it's good as well to prepare them like this because
yeah.
before they reach their end stage kidney disease, we
Mm-hmm.
have time to explain things to them. We have they will have time like formation of access like a fistula.
Yeah.
It will have time to mature, and yeah. So basically, we prevent all the crash landers. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
not good when you end up as a renal failures, very sudden,
Yeah.
and then you don't have any idea what's happening to you. It,
Mm-hmm.
it's a it's a big thing to
Yeah.
take in.
Shock,
Yeah, it
isn't
is a
it?
shock. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. But I think partly even in the health service and wherever we are in the world, all our ministries of health, Department of Health, our National Health Service or whatever, they are also doing something. I remember one of my presentations 2 nights ago, that one of our fellow, she's one of our clinical educators, and she was asking me, if Salad Master has started that long, why we're not able to help out the problem of diabetes. The thing is, when we put the message out there, it depends on how people receive that message
Yep.
and what action they are doing about that message. Some people will listen probably, but they are not really acting on what they're supposed to be done.
Yep.
So that is why there is a very slow change And in fact, when I was, when I was looking at the statistics here, particularly in the UK, if you look at the statistics, did not really improve even since 2008.
No,
It's still there.
as you said, that's why we're back again in
Yeah.
behavioral modifications because
Yes.
maybe a lot of people are aware of it, but
Mm-mm.
not actually doing anything about it.
That's right.
Because the thing is, you can be having a type 2 diabetes already, but you don't feel anything different, and you don't do anything. You just carry
Yes.
on what you do. You know what you eat. You got
Yes.
poor physical activities.
Yes.
So it's all about behavioral modification. You have
And
to push yourself, to
and
maintain
it's
it.
scary. And it's scary because our children now are becoming more obese.
It's
Younger
true.
children are becoming more obese.
With all this
There's less of
technology,
activity.
with all these technologies as well,
Yes,
they're stuck at home, they
that's right.
play video games,
Yeah.
iPad,
hmm And then
and
food.
this lockdown as well doesn't help, with the situation.
Exactly. So yeah, there's we are confronted with a lot of challenges, and it's all about really making a decision and taking action for a lifestyle change. And I myself
Yes.
personally, it's really difficult, but
Yes.
but you just have to keep
You
trying,
just
and until
yeah.
you achieve, what you really want to achieve,
Yep.
and yeah, so and sticking to that
Marie
is
Bartolome
the
says,
most difficult thing to happen. Yeah.
Actually, there's a cure for diabetes, but still looking for more treatments to get rid this condition. By the way, what is your next topic, next live stream?
Uh,
And
I leave that
and
with you. I will just
yeah,
work with that with you.
and
It's
yes, she says it's
interesting.
all about your lifestyle. She says,
Yeah,
yeah. And
that's good.
Shirley Pascual Reyes, thank you po for your very nice presentation and sharing all your ideas
You're
about
welcome, and thank
diabetes,
you.
especially on nutrition. Ayan. Lagi po nakatune in itong ating mga mga follower natin na to.
That's good.
Mga,
That's good. Please
yeah,
do
very,
share. Share to your friends, to your
yes, please,
family.
yeah. Share this
Um, uh,
video,
yes,
so they can watch the presentation and all the discussion.
yes,
Yeah.
it's really good. Yeah, I would
Yes.
expect that you would send me the link so I can also share it onto my
Of course,
Facebook. Yes, personal and the Healthier Choice Facebook account. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you
So
very
we'll see you
much.
next Friday.
Next Friday, I won't
Okay.
be able to
Okay.
because we're on both on leave.
Okay. Okay, that's good. What we can do is just you just let me know what would be the
Yeah,
next, and then what do you want us to
to
on, and then
tackle on, yes,
we
yeah.
can prepare for it. Yes.
Yeah, I think Marie
Okay.
Bartolome wanted to know. We will talk about it, Sister Marie Bartolome. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
Baka merong
If you got
Haji
any
would just prepare.
suggestions, oh,
Yes, they
if you
can
got
also
any
suggest.
suggestions, you can always put it here,
Yeah.
or put it in the comment later, and me and Ate Berlin will have a look at that, and if we can cover it, why not?
Sure. Sure.
We'll take on the challenge.
We will. We'll do our best.
Yes, we will
This is
definitely.
the one thing that we could share. It's nice that based on our experiences, and also we can also learn from you guys, because through your questions, we also able to think and look
Yeah.
back, and whether that knowledge is still there or not.
We can only say we don't know if we don't know.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We
But
want
if
to be
we
safe.
know, if we know, we will try to share it.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Ayan.
Yeah, actually, one thing I've learned as well, I was just looking at, where is Haji looking at the comments, and I didn't realize that my setting is private chat, so I couldn't see
Ah.
anyone. Now, I did click the other side, and now I can see everyone.
Are you seeing the comment in Facebook, Ate?
No, I don't know if
On
this is a
YouTube?
Facebook.
Yeah, this is live in Facebook as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I can see the chat, and
So this is
the
both live
sharing.
in YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
So that's why you see my head going left and right, because I have
Okay.
I have to
So
check
do
the
you have
YouTube.
to use two gadgets? So
I'm
basically
using
separate.
No, I'm using the screen. Yes, I'm using this PC for the YouTube and the live stream, and I've
Okay.
got my mobile for the
Oh.
Facebook.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There's
Oh, that
slight
sounds
delay.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's slight delay, but it's okay. I can catch
Yeah,
up with the
and I
questions.
also cook with children every Saturday, UK time, 11 o'clock, with children and moms. I do this as like little chef's cellar. So most are people here locally. So tomorrow, 11 o'clock, I'll try to set it up as live in YouTube and live in Facebook. So that's what I do.
Okay.
And we're really having fun. So we're
Yeah.
teaching children simple dishes, and then once it's done, they have this as their family lunch after.
Nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
tomorrow we're preparing vegetarian paella, and then with grilled fish or any meat that they would choose to grill tomorrow. But what we're teaching children here is that to make use of their salad master without using fats and oils in cooking. Walang mantika sa pagprito, walang mantika sa grilling and all that. And
That's good.
with vegetables as well, we try to maximize the nutrition in the food. And we're having fun. They are looking forward for their first graduation of our little chef cellar on
Ah,
the last Saturday of March, and then we will create another season.
that's nice.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
Mhm.
You're very passionate about it, Tate. So, and it's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I can share for now of the
Mm.
community.
Yes.
And
That's,
hopefully we could come up with another project that
yep.
I am hoping, and hopefully Haji, you
Yes,
will
Tay.
be I will be able to invite you as one of the members of this. There is a
Okay, Tay.
possible funding that we could get if we are really projects into education. It's more of this is what we're doing now.
Yep.
But we will formalize it into a project, and this will be we're gonna be working side by side with the University of Portsmouth for consultation
Yeah.
and coaching on how to make this really happen.
I'm happy.
And
happy to
with
do that.
because a part of the University of Portsmouth is connected with the main hospital here in Portsmouth as well.
Yes, we are now,
And
yeah.
Southampton, yes.
We are
So
teaching
hopefully we could create that,
university now,
and
yeah.
I'll be back visible with you guys, at the trust, but not really working with the trust, but I think
No.
on the non-government, organization as such.
So you're more on a community base.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
More community involvement
Yep.
as part of my legacy in what I am doing right now.
Yes, yeah. You have started a good thing in there, and
Thank you.
you're sharing a good thing in community. I think
Yeah.
that's very positive.
Yes, thank you.
And
Oh, yeah, it's nice. I've learned something today.
it is actually, isn't it? Yeah,
Have a
it's
look,
quite.
look at the comments and sharing.
Yes.
Lovely. Thank
That's good.
you.
Yeah, we would like to thank everyone who tuned in. I can't go one by one, but we still got Shirley Pascual Reyes watching, Marie Bartolome, is this Grace Bruno Galano, Elena Hoson, Cyrene Sugabo, and
Wow.
quite a few in YouTube. Bernadette Blog, Angelito Junior Gamit, Link of Faith, yan. Bella Tibapa, Only Nedge. So a lot of you guys in there, I can't go one by one, but we would just both like to say thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope you get something from this live stream.
Yeah.
We still got 10 people, in tune. So if I didn't mention your name, I apologize. But I really appreciate that you're here, and hopefully you get something out of this live stream. And once again, it's a pleasure to have Sister Berlin Junior Ganier to grace us with her knowledge on nutrition and diabetes.
Yeah. It's my pleasure. Thank you as well to be part of this show. Thank you.
That's lovely.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.